Awesome. Welcome, welcome everybody. We are so excited to have y'all today on this call. We'll get into our intros of our amazing speaker here shortly. My name is Shanya Johnson. I am the Director of Virtual Behavior Programming at HRA, and I'm joined by Geraldine De Silva, who is the Human and Animal Wellbeing Consultant, or a Human and Animal Wellbeing Consultant. We have our question of the day posted in the chat, but for those of you that just joined, I'll go ahead and mention it one more time. What do you find unique about the people within your neighborhood? Feel free to post those answers into the chat, as well as introduce yourselves and let us know where you're from. So I want to give Becca as much time as possible to talk to us about neighborhood pets and the amazing work that they do in their community. So let's jump right into those national updates. If you have any national updates to share, now is the time. Feel free to unmute yourself and share your updates with the group. We do ask that you keep your update to about a minute or so, just so that we can give everyone space and time. Thank you, Amber. Just posted our monthly giveaway. So do we have any national updates or anything that's happening with any of your organizations? I'm also going to shout out Kelly's answer to the question of the day. 49% of their city's residents were born outside of the US. So that is very interesting. Like, that's a very diverse population. I'd like to visit there, Kelly. I don't know where you're from, but sounds like a place that I'd like to visit.
It's the Bay Area, so it's, yeah. I'll put it more in the chat.
That's awesome. My mom actually grew up in the Bay Area. She used to take my grandpa's BART, I think it's BART tickets, the train tickets. And she used to sell them for candy at school. So, fun fact. Okay, if y'all do have any national updates, please feel free to continue to post them in the chat. I know there's some awesome conferences, trainings, etc. that are happening soon, so we'd love to hear about that. Okay. All right, Geraldine, I know we're going through quick, but I want to leave enough time for Q&A. So if you want to go ahead and introduce Becca, then we can jump right into her presentation.
Fantastic. Thanks, Shania. So happy to be co-hosting with you today. And yeah, I'm Geraldine, and I recently did a fun road trip through Ohio, where I visited a bunch of organizations that were doing community programming and safety net services. And my first stop was at Neighborhood Pets in the Slavic Village in Ohio, in Cleveland, Ohio. And I had the pleasure of meeting Becca and her team at Neighborhood Pets, as well as a bunch of their community partners and the people that they serve. And it was amazing and impressive and very moving to actually see the hard work that was being done. It was very boots on the ground. And we decided to spotlight Neighborhood Pets. And Neighborhood Pets is an independent nonprofit. So they are not directly affiliated with an animal shelter or an animal rescue group. However, they do work with several human and animal welfare groups in Ohio. So Becca is the executive director and founder of Neighborhood Pets, and I have the pleasure of introducing you today. So I'll let you take it away.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Geraldine. I'm so glad that, when we have people come and visit Neighborhood Pets, it's one thing to see what it is on our Facebook page or on our website, but coming here in person, it really, everyone says, I had no idea. It doesn't quite tell the story until you're here in person to really feel how embedded we are in the community. And just the quality of work that we do, particularly in regards to relationships and building trust in the community. So I'm going to share my screen. Yes, sorry. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was in presenter view. Oh, it's not in presenter view. I'm sorry. I am not sure what's going on here.
No worries, I've had
Not
this
to
happen.
worry, just maybe reshare or,
You might have to click the resume slideshow. I don't know if it's gonna give you that option in that little red box.
Yes, that's what it is. Yep, that was it. Thank you. Okay.
Okay, kids, thank you.
Mika Compton would not be able to enjoy her beloved Donna
I love you.
had she not called the special place that helped to save Donna's life.
Like she wasn't whining, but she was looking at me like, something's wrong back here, mommy.
Donna needed life-saving surgery, but Mika cried as she told the kind lady at that helpful place that she couldn't afford it.
I don't have it. I just don't have it. And she said, don't worry about it. We'll figure this out. If it weren't for them, Donna wouldn't be here. I'm sorry.
I'm a retired veteran, and so I'm on a fixed income.
When Daryl Brazil's sweetheart Ginger got bitten badly on the neck by a stray dog, he called the same place that Mika called and got help he could not afford.
Drained the fluid out of her neck and gave me some antibiotics for her.
Daryl and Mika took their dogs to Neighborhood Pets, where the mission is to keep families together, healthy and happy. Thousands of other pet owners have been served here.
There are so many pet owners struggling financially in the city of Cleveland. They have all these other obstacles that they're facing every single day just to take care of themselves. And not to mention their children or their parents.
When you're in fixed income, it's hard to be able to say, okay, I'm gonna buy this $35 bag of dog food and I hope it lasts. But I still gotta pay this $35 on my light bill.
Thank you.
Take it easy.
Neighborhood Pets offers free pet food, along with pet toys, supplies, and medical care at a fraction of the usual cost.
They ask you to give a donation, but they don't push you about that.
Just like the services, the spaces are different than usual pet clinics, with local artists creating cheery vibes on walls in the waiting room and the private exam room.
Where they can finally go to a clinic space and see a professional veterinarian and be treated with respect and dignity.
They treated you like family, like a long lost friend the minute you walk through the door.
As soon as you open the door and you hear the ting, 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 it's love.
The staff has found that some people will get treatment for their pets before they get treatment for themselves. Take care of each other has become the motto of Neighborhood Pets.
They also ask you personal things about your own lifestyle and your own mental well-being.
Sometimes we just need a hug.
Neighborhood Pets has gotten the attention of animal welfare organizations around the nation.
They have really called us out, Neighborhood Pets, out as a unique model that other cities are eager to learn about and create their own version because they see we can do it and it works. And this is what so many cities across the country need.
You can't buy this. You can't buy better love than this.
For more information about donating or volunteering for Neighborhood Pets, visit Neighborhood Pets CLE.
Sorry.
Okay, kids,
Next slide.
thank you.
I'm sorry. I am really struggling with this technical. There we go. Okay, I apologize. So I like to start with the video of Neighborhood Pets because it really captures who we are as an organization, and it helps to tell the story. You know, I love when Mika says, when you hear the ting 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 on the door, it's love, and that's really that's what it's really like. So just imagine a place where the phrase "take care of each other" comes to life, and where people are treated with kindness and respect and without bias or judgment. And you can feel comfortable asking for help or just information. You can afford the services that you're getting, and they're provided for you as much as they are your pet. And that's really what our goal is at Neighborhood Pets. So just a brief overview about us as an organization. We are a community-based nonprofit that provides resources that are accessible and affordable to low-income pet owners. We are a brick and mortar storefront. We have a wellness center as well as a resource center. And all services are available to Cleveland, Ohio, or East Cleveland residents, as long as you are 150% below the national federal, the poverty level. So we have walk-in hours, 3 days a week. It's always been the same hours, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And we have regularly scheduled clinics with our vet team in our wellness center. And we host clinics 1 to 2 times a week. We also partner with a lot of social service organizations locally to connect people to resources outside of their pet. And we've really become an established anchor in this community. And we're servicing 8,500 families across the city of Cleveland right now. So the new clients, we're signing up over 100 new clients each month. So our service numbers are just continuing to just escalate and escalate without any slowing down. Our basic services here, what we provide is we provide low-cost pet supplies, $2 for a collar, $5 for a leash, basic pet care supplies that any pet owner would need. And everything is priced at a point where they can actually afford it. So it's like $1 or $2. Everything is brand new too. It's not a thrift store. We provide ID tags and microchips. We have a pet food bank and low-cost preventative veterinary care. So flea treatment, dewormer, vaccinations, treatment for skin infections, ear infections, eye infections, things like that. We do heartworm testing and we do sell preventative. We have a $30 spay and neuter program. It used to be free. So we've been in existence now for 8 years. And for 7 years, this program was completely free. We did have to just start charging $30. But it's very important to us to keep it at a price that people can actually afford, because even low-cost spay and neuter clinics are outside of the budget of most of our clients. We do provide medical assistance vouchers for emergency medical cases, and that includes euthanasia. So we do work with various local vet clinics. We don't get a discount, but they know it's us. They're not going to charge our client more than they need to, or do unnecessary testing, which is a huge piece of it. We really have built good, solid, trusting relationships with the veterinary community here. And counseling, information, resource referrals. It's a big part of what we do every single day outside of direct service. So our service numbers in 2024, just to date, so through the end of September, well, the mid-September, we're servicing 8,500 clients across the city of Cleveland. Just our walk-in clients, we have so far, we've helped 7,394 people who walk in the door on our 3-day-a-week walk-in. Our wellness clinics, we've seen 600 pets so far to date. Our pet food bank is just exploding. We can barely keep up with it, but we've given out 31,945 pounds of food so far to date. And we are feeding 4,027 pets. And so far this year, we've fixed 612 pets. And the breakout between dogs and cats, it's about 50-50. And that's really been the case for as long as we've been providing spay and neuter, the same amount of dogs and cats. So Cabrina is one of our clients here. And I'm actually gonna just step over and she is going to just talk to you about her experience being a client of Neighborhood Pets. Welcome, Cabrina.
Thank you for having me. Hello, everyone that's on. I'm Cabrina Wilson, the proud mommy of Snowy Wilson. I have a Bichon Frise. She's 8 years old. I recently got her back. She was gone for a year. I gave her to a family member, but she came back and she was very sick. I noticed that she was bleeding on a regular and she didn't feel good. And as a pet, they can't speak a language, but they have their own language. And I took her down to Animal Gateway to see what was going on. So they tested her for like a urinary tract. And when I took her home, I noticed she had a big lump on her stomach. And I went back, but Animal Gateway, they referred me to Neighborhood Pets. That's how I became one of the 8,500. But I did not know she was coming home. And also with my income, I couldn't afford it. So she did get the x-ray and found out she had a gallstone in her bladder, like the size of an egg. And she needed immediate surgery. But for the fee that they was charging, it was no way that I would be able to do that. They referred me to Neighborhood Pets. That's where I met Adrian and Becca. And as soon as I came in, they was very welcoming, very concerned. But it was more like Christmas, all the resources that they gave me that I never knew was available for us to have pets. Like, we love our pets and we don't want to see anything happen. We want them to live as long as they can with a healthy life. So they referred me to other resources to try and get money. She needed immediate surgery. And they gave me a lot of resources. Also, they provided her with food to help with her health that's actually pertaining to what actually was going on. She did get the surgery because they did help me. They gave me a voucher to help me to get the price down. So I had contacted family and friends. I got donations also. But at the time of surgery, I still did not have all the money. But I knew that baby Snowy still needed the surgery. I contacted Neighborhood Pets again. And they say, don't worry about it. We're going to come up with what we can. Snowy's getting her surgery. She had a successful surgery. She has her energy back. She's happy. She's playful now. And what I do love about Neighborhood Pets, I've been to other clinics before and they'll charge a price and that's what you're going to get. You're going to get the service, but Neighborhood Pets, they stand above the other places that I have experienced because they also call to check on you. They call to check on a dog, on Snowy. They get emails, whatever, and anything like the food, they'll check to see how she's doing on her food. Is it working for her? Do she need more food? And for me and for my pet, like, this was a lifesaver. And I wish I'd known about programs like this years ago, because if you look at all the people that did not know that they had places like this to actually care about you and your pet, then it'd be a lot of pets that still would have had a second chance at life like Snowy. So Snowy is more like she has a new life and a new start, but I am so grateful and appreciate the help that they gave me. And still to this day, it's still ongoing where they call to check with the concern of how Snowy is doing and are we okay? And that's what I love. And it's an honor for me to be able to come on here and speak about what I experienced here.
Thank you so much, Sabrina.
And thank y'all for having me, and I will be watching this after it's all complete. It will be
Yes.
recorded where we can watch it
Yes, you
again.
can watch it after, and Sabrina's gonna stay after for Q&A as well, in case anybody has any questions for her. Thank you, Sabrina.
You're so welcome.
Okay. Sabrina is like so many of our clients, you know, and we have no problem if we were asked, you know, would you mind talking about neighborhood pets in your experience? You know, Sabrina sent us this testimonial without us even asking for it after everything happened with Snowy. And it was just so heartfelt and genuine. And it's just, it's really, really nice to know that, that we made such a big difference for her and for Snowy's life. So in addition to our pet services, we also, we work with a lot of social service agencies. So, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit. It kind of just happened organically. We were here just to, you know, be a part of the community, build trust, and provide low cost or free services to pet owners. And what we found was that people really, they were coming to us for help for their pets, but they weren't going anywhere for help for themselves. And it was just case after case after case. And we just organically started to reach out to other social service agencies. And while they were also finding out about us from their clients, so it just kind of organically unfolded in this way where we work with a lot of organizations to serve the whole person. We have a resource center here. And so we actually are a point where other agencies can set up, give out information, provide services out of our location, which is really wonderful, and it makes a big difference. Our clients trust us. They trust us because of the way that we treat them and their pet. And these resources that we have for them, they're like, okay, since it's coming from you, I trust that. And so our social service partnerships, it really runs as the scale between housing resources, harm reduction services, medical assistance, and outreach support for unhoused families. Our direct supply distribution out of here, because of our partnerships, we distribute supplies from our resource center, and that includes human food, household supplies, personal care items, harm reduction, and safe sex supplies, as well as children's and adult books. And those are all, this is just, anyone can access this when you come into our resource center 3 days a week. So I wanted to highlight some of our social service partnerships so you can really see like what this looks like. And this picture is one of my favorite. We opened up our wellness center, and it was important to us to put an awning out so everybody could see this is who we are. So it says take care of each other, and that's the first thing you see. Then you see our name. And so this A-frame sign is an example of one of the agencies that we host. They actually work out of our wellness center 2 days a week. And that's an organization called the Centers. So the Centers, they have their mobile unit. They do harm reduction work for people struggling with addiction, HIV testing, Hep C testing, and they also give out personal care supplies. So if someone's experiencing financial hardship, they're unhoused, they are struggling with addiction, they help with all of those things. So they're an incredible agency. And I wanted to share with you just a little clip of one of the wonderful outreach workers that works for the centers. His name is Chico Lewis, and he was the first person that we established our relationship with here.
My name is Chico Lewis, and I'm the outreach supervisor of the Harm Reduction Needle Exchange Program. And I'd like to discuss some things, partnership that we have with the neighborhood pet shop. I can recall when I first came over in this neighborhood, my son used to go to school right up the street, not too far from here. And I was kind of shocked what had happened over the years over in this neighborhood. And when we got here, we came to probably help a very nice person, Becca. She asked if we can come over and help out and see what type of solution that we have for the neighborhood and how can we help the people out. The biggest impact that helped it out right away was the Narcan. There was a lot of overdoses, and there was a lot of people in the neighborhoods was coming to the truck and asking us, do you have Narcan and how do you use it? And we're finding a lot of young people in alleys behind the house, and they're dying because we don't have no Narcan. So when we came over, we started educating the neighborhood with the Narcan that we had on our van at the time that we were giving them. At first, we had the 4mm one, and then we went to the 8. But it was helping out because one older gentleman I like, he used to come every week and he was telling me, man, you guys are saving the lives. I said, how you say that? He said, because you gave me that Narcan last week and I saved 2 lives. So what he did was he was going around telling everybody in the neighborhood that we come over here certain days in the week and we give out this Narcan. That was the most important thing to a lot of people in this neighborhood because they wanted to save life. Other part of our program, we was helping out to prevent HIV and hepatitis by testing a lot of our clients and exchanging syringes with them so they could have clean needles and quit sharing needles and educate them. And besides that, we had our peer support team will come out in the neighborhood, we'll get them in the treatment right away. So when I look back and I was just talking to my staff just a few minutes ago out there in the van, we have came a long way. The neighborhood done quiet down. It's not as busy as it used to be, you know, and to me, that's an achievement over here.
So Chico went on to talk a little bit longer, and I can listen to him all day long. He's like a fascinating guy. But we've been working together with them for 3 years now. And it started out with just their mobile unit doing their harm reduction work. And then it expanded to their outreach team using our wellness center as a resource site for their team. And then now it's also, it's expanding beyond that. They own several buildings called permanent supportive housing. And these are for people who were previously unhoused. They had been homeless for quite a bit of time, and they live in their apartment units. They're owned by the centers and they're pet friendly. So we are going to start in January, we're going to start hosting wellness clinics with our team on site for their clients. And these are clients who have very little or no income at all. It'll be really lovely to be able to help.
My name is Chico.
My name is
Chico.
I'm sorry.
Lewis, and I'm the
Here I go again. Okay. That's the last video, I swear. So we also work with an organization called Benjamin Rose Institute on Aging, and they developed a pilot program called PALS, which stands for Pet Assistance Linking Services. And basically what it is, it's a program for volunteers to go into their senior clients' homes who have pets. And what they were finding was that the caregivers in the home were being faced with the clients that had pets. They didn't have anyone to help them take care of them. So the caregivers were actually taking care of the pets as well. So this was really like it's an innovative, progressive approach to bringing in volunteers into a senior's home and helping them with their pets. So, and it's on a weekly basis. So we're in the very beginning stages. Neighborhood Pets was first involved because of the outreach work that we do in the community. And so we really help them develop this program, thinking of things from an outreach perspective as well as a pet perspective. And then in addition to that, we developed a training program for their volunteers. So this is specifically, it's outreach training. So it's for people who, you know, go into lower income neighborhoods, go into a senior's home, and, you know, how do you do that? How do you develop the skills to be able to do that? Developing boundaries and, you know, understanding what non-judgment means and things like that. So it's been a really great partnership, and we're just going to continue working with them as the program develops. We also work with Northeast Ohio Coalition for the Homeless. We have social workers, or I'm sorry, outreach workers who will contact us regularly about a client that they have that's homeless, that's not going into the shelter because they have a pet. So we kind of help work through that. This is a picture of Nikki and Diamond. Nikki and her dog Diamond were living in their car. She wasn't going into a shelter because she would have to give up her dog. She was donating plasma in the neighborhood, and when she opened up the car door, her dog ran out and was hit by a car. So Nikki came to Neighborhood Pets. We helped get them into a vet clinic, and we paid for the dog to be seen, and Diamond's doing great. But the second piece was, you're living in your car. Do you have anyone helping you? And she said no. And she really didn't know what to do. So I said, do you mind if we connect you with someone that we work closely with? And she said, okay. So we work with a few different outreach workers. We're on text message basis. And I reached out to one of them and I said, hey, we've got this client here. Would you mind coming down and meeting with her? So he actually met her at the vet clinic within an hour and a half of me calling to get her set up with getting resources for herself, as well as housing resources. So these are situations, this is real life, and that happens all the time. So it makes a big difference, you know, for us to be able to say, we have someone that can help you. So I love that story of Nikki and Diamond. We also work with Cleveland, the Greater Cleveland Food Bank. So what they were finding with their clients was that they also do home deliveries, meal deliveries. And what they were finding was that their clients couldn't afford to buy pet food. So they were giving their pets their human food. Which is the problem, because then people are not getting the food that they should be getting because they're giving it to their pet, as any of us would when faced with that. So they pose this is what we're coming across to us. And together we developed a program. So we deliver pet food and supplies based on what they need on a monthly basis to 32 homes currently. The list is always growing, and it's 40 dogs and 21 cats. And the cool part is that we work with, there's a nonprofit arm to DoorDash, and it's called Project Dash. We are the first organization that's delivering pet food to homes. Project Dash was developed to provide meal deliveries. So they work with food banks all across the country. They have specially trained drivers that do this work. And it's also it's a different rate, it's a different fee, and they also gave us a grant to support it. So I think that one of the biggest things, we had done deliveries before to homebound clients, and logistics. It's just so hard to find volunteers that can do this on a regular basis all across the city with consistency. So Project Dash is really, it's been a godsend to us, and it could be a really good resource for other agencies. Pictured here is Anthony and Ginger. So Anthony was a client of the Cleveland Food Bank, and the social worker reached out to us, one, to get Ginger on our delivery list, and two, because Ginger had medical issues that Anthony was really struggling with trying to figure out on his own. So he is a retired veteran living on a fixed income, and Ginger is his best friend in the whole world. He would do anything for her, and he was having a really hard time understanding when he did get to the vet. So he didn't have transportation, he didn't have funding, and he was not understanding all of the vet language and what needs to happen and what next steps are. So that's easy for us to do. So we arranged the transportation, and we arranged for Ginger to get the care that she needed. So in addition to working with different agencies on a targeted basis, we also host a health and safety fair every year. So we just had our second annual, and we hosted over 25 local social service agencies and marketed it to our 8,500 clients. So hundreds of them came out, and they came to learn about all of these other programs and organizations that can be really great resources for them. So, and for us, you know, again, we're a trusted resource to our clients, and it's really, really amazing to be able to provide these other resources to them. So we also host voter registration events, which we will be doing this Saturday. And in 2020, we held 3 different voter registration events, making sure our clients know that your vote counts. And while we can't advocate for one party or another, we did provide, you know, literature on both. And we had the councilman and the county councilwoman who are here, featured here with me here. So it was great. They said they have tables for voter registration all over. And they signed up like a record amount of people at ours, which is super cool. I'm not sure where I am on time. Does anybody know?
Yeah, we have about 12 minutes left in the full presentation.
Great. Okay, so I lied. I do have one last video to share with you. So, you know, our focus at Neighborhood Pets is on the people and building community. And really, we're making sustainable, lasting impact on people's lives and the lives of their pets. And so, and the whole idea behind everyone is treating everyone with kindness, respect, and without judgment. This is a video of Miss Shirley, and I want to share this with you, and we'll wrap up the presentation. Of course.
Peter, it seems like every day I get more and more.
Hold on.
Cats, I don't allow them in the house, but I feed them. It seems like every day I get more and more. But with the pet store right around the corner, I don't know what I would do without y'all guys. I'm telling you the truth. Because I'm a senior citizen and I ain't got the money to feed them. They eat more than I do. They do. They really do. They really do. And they some bad, excuse the expression, ass cats. They crazy. Cat call them the crazy cat. My neighbor call them the crazy cat. That's all right. They protected me. And thanks for y'all guys being up here. Very, very much. Thank you. Thank you, baby. No problem. Cats, I don't allow them in the house.
Okay. Oh, so that is the last frame of my presentation about neighborhood pets, and I'd be more than happy to answer any questions.
Yes, Becca, we have quite a few questions from the chat. So Geraldine and I are just gonna bounce off and let you guys take it away. So we had a couple of questions surrounding the income information and how people are able to determine that they qualify. So how do you ask for people's income information to see if they qualify? And how do people apply if they don't have income data?
Sure. So when we first started, we have what's called a membership. So in order to access our services, someone just needs to sign up for a membership, and that's where we collect their demographic information, their pets information, and their income. So we ask, we do not require proof. We take people's word for it. So the first question we ask is, are you on some type of government assistance? 90% of clients say yes. And then we ask them, well, which programs are you on? And sometimes people are not, but their income qualifies otherwise. They are just not signed up for other, for government assistance. And when that is the case, we have a kind of a chart that lists out number of people in the household, what your income is, and then we just ask them to point to where they fall. But that's our process. And it's been important to us from the very beginning to not make this a degrading experience. And if someone says that they're on food stamps, we believe them.
Awesome. Thank you, Becca. I just had a comment to say that like you engage with the community so well up to the point you even engage local artists to do all the wonderful artwork that you have on the outside and the inside of your building. So I love that. So the next question is, my organization is based in a low-income community and I would love to build up to what you have. How did you grow to the level you're at, and what were your main focuses when you began?
Sure. We started out with just our resource center, which is 1,000 square feet. So it's basically a little office room and then the resource center. We eventually expanded to the neighboring storefront, which is a total of 2,000 square feet. It's all of the programming, all of the direct services that we provided in the beginning is essentially the same thing that we're doing now, outside of our work with other social service agencies. And we wound up there. Basically, I had experience doing outreach work in the community as well as nonprofit experience. And so by looking at basically census information, these are, this is what the poverty levels are at in the city. This is where the highest percentage of poverty level lies. And then based on the outreach work that I had been doing, previous to that, that's kind of how the essential services were determined. So pet food bank, preventative wellness, walk-in wellness. So we do walk-in puppy shots for kittens and puppies. And then a lot of information sharing. So how we started, this was a program of a nonprofit that I started that was supporting animal control. So it was a Friends of group. And that experience also led to, we need to be doing more right now for Cleveland residents. And at first it was about, we need to help pet owners take better care of their pets. And I will be honest, once I started working with the public and working on building this program, it very quickly became, we need to help people that have pets. So it kind of shifted. And so it was always in my mind that we need to be more focused on being a part of the community and being an organization that people can trust, and that they can rely upon. And that's why, certain set hours and days that they can just walk in 3 days a week. And those hours have never changed from the very beginning. So since it began as a program of a larger nonprofit, we had a little bit of money to start. But with that said, I was the only employee, and it was all volunteers. We got a grant that paid for our rent for the first year. And then we opened up our location, which is, we're still in the original location, in a central location in the city that's close to bus lines. So east and west can get to us. So I hope that answers your question. I'd be happy to talk with you separately to kind of get into the nitty-gritty.
Thank you, Becca. Yes. So we have about 5 minutes left, so maybe 1 or 2 more questions. I have questions surrounded around how do you handle asking clients to use their stories for marketing purposes? And when using the stories of the marginalized folks in marketing, what kind of compensation or wealth or resource redistribution is being done to uplift the communities? So essentially, how do you handle asking clients to use that story? And then what type of compensation or resources, if they do they receive?
Oh, sure. Well, we've done certain things like specifically in regards to compensation, things like that. We've held focus groups here to collect information. When we're doing surveys, focus groups, anything like that, that's a little more organized, our clients get a gift certificate. And it's ranged from like, you know, $20, $25 for services. In regards to just regular testimonials, like Sabrina, for example, you know, our resource center and our wellness center, first, we have photos of our clients everywhere, and they're all over the walls. And it's something that our clients are proud of, and they want their picture to be up. And in regards to a testimonial, I think Sabrina could better answer that, because like it's really, we've never had a problem.
Speaking for myself and all the pet lovers that they have helped, that I've heard these stories. Oh, that was amazing. I didn't know that all the other stuff that y'all did. This is like the heart of the community. But when you get the kind of help that you need, and with no question, but just straight support, it'll make you want to give a testimony. Like, I was honored to even be able to be here today to speak, because the love I have for my pet and other pets. And if I had the income I would make sure to give them what they need. But if what I have is a testimony, it is true. And I do love everything they're doing for the community. And with that, like, it's not something that I don't think anybody that they have helped would be hesitant to come in here and just really just keep it real on how they have helped them, how they've helped their pet, and to move on. Happy pet is happy life.
That's great. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sabrina. The next question is, do you track numbers of unique pets and unique people or families within and across all services?
Yes, we collect data on everything. So we actually started off with just using Google Sheets. We track exactly how many pounds of food someone's gotten, dog or cat food. We track how many times they've come in as a walk-in client, what services they're getting when they come in, all of the information on their pets, and any free services that we provide as well. So we started off with Google Sheets, and it was very difficult to track all of this information. So we ended up having a couple of programmers that donated their time. So we use Salesforce, and it was customized program to manage all of our operations. So it manages our human clients and our pet clients, which we were not able to find. You know, there's Pet Point, but it really is not easily adaptable to be keeping track of a human person that's attached to a pet. So, and then we would find CRM software that is good at keeping track of people, but not pets. So we're blessed that we had these generous programmers that really just said, what do you want us to track? Let's get started on customizing this. So that's what we use every day. And I can tell you how many clients live in which part of the city, which ward they live in, how old they are, their demographic information, how many veterans, how many pounds of food anyone over 50 years old has gotten. Anything you need, we can give you. It's kind of, I know.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So we are at time, but thank you both, Becca and Sabrina, for sharing both of your testimonies for your organization and for your experience. We are so grateful to have y'all. For everyone that is on the call, we didn't get to all the questions, but y'all can pop into the forum to keep these conversations going with Becca and Sabrina, to ask your questions, get advice and guidance on if you were looking like to start something like this in your organization. So Becca, to help close us out, is there any final words that you want to say to anybody, or any way that we can help support you and Sabrina and people like all of you?
Absolutely. I just want to say, I would love to share any information that we have about anything. We're super transparent. And if anyone wants to email me, or send me a message on the forum and we can connect, I'm happy to give and share any information at all, because I think that was one of the biggest questions I've gotten from other people is, well, how can I do something like this? How did you get started? What is your budget like? What are your revenue streams? Like, these are all like really practical questions that people want to know. That'd be happy to share. And thank you, Maddie's, and thank you, Geraldine and Shania. Like, this has been a really wonderful experience. I love to share the magic of neighborhood pets. And thanks, Sabrina.
Yes, it was a pleasure, and keep doing what y'all doing, but things that you do to help others, how their slogan, what is take care of each other. It's amazing, but just letting that word get spread it out and more people knowing about it or whatever, that it's just amazing. And also just hearing about all the resources and the other partnerships, but seeing other businesses and companies coming together to make things happen for the community. It uplifts people, it uplifts pets, it uplifts lives.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. And thank you to Snowy too.
Oh, yeah. It was such a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
You as well. All right.